What is the strategy to beat President Biden in a primary, considering that the Democratic Party has stated that no debates? We heard this from Simone Sanders on MSNBC not too long ago. No debates, so no chance for you to engage in this conversation. So what do you think the move point, the pivot point is for Democrats?
Well, what are you asking? Are you asking what is my kind of path to victory?
Correct.
Well, I think that it's unfortunate that the president is not going to debate. I think this is a time in our nation's history when so many people are feeling like the system is rigged against them and that the electoral system is also rigged. And the Democratic Party ought to be at the spear tip of convincing Americans that of creating an election that's a template for democracy, where there's retail politics, real debate, and that we're not like the Soviet Union, where the party picks the candidates. But I still think that there are ways around that. I mean, I've spent many years, almost 18 years, being censored by the mainstream media, and particularly the last 3 years of blanket sort of wall-to-wall censorship. But we figured out ways around that. We've figured out ways to communicate with people that are not dependent on the mainstream media. And some of that is, when my uncle ran Tony in 1960, television was a new invention. And he understood that it was going to decide the presidential elections, and he took advantage of that. And I think in 2016, Twitter served kind of the same, played a critical role in that election. Twitter continues to do that today. And then there's all these podcasts, which I think are an emerging media. Podcasts are really interesting because my kids, I always complain that my kids have these short attention spans because they were raised in the age of iPhones.
Right.
And that anything that doesn't give them this immediate intensity quickly, that they lose attention, lose patience for. My kids, who I have 7 kids who are between 19 years old and 35 years old. And all of them listen to podcasts. They'll sit for 3 hours and listen to,
Yes.
Sam Harris or Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan.
But not Tony Katz? They're not listening to Tony Katz?
And yes, of
Savagery.
course, totally Tony Katz.
Savagery.
Just getting to that.